Why aren't leftists who claim they are liberal celebrating Elon Musk taking over Twitter? It's a good question. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree that's in the description. There's a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. Also have a link to my merch store where I have Let's Go Brandon t-shirts. I will not comply t-shirts, all types of t-shirts. Also check out my mental health coaching and consultation page where you can book a session if you're suffering from any type of mental health issues and I can teach you coping skills and different type of things to help you get over whatever issue you might be going through. All right, let's talk about this news. For some reason, people who voluntarily label themselves with the term closely associated with liberty can't deal with freedom, free speech, and Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Why? This is one of those times when the quote of questionable origins, may you live in interesting times, seem to fit right in. Even better, this may turn out to be a perfect time to grab a bowl of popcorn and watch the unhinged reaction of the folks who supposedly champion free speech lose what is left of their collective minds over this. After all, these are people who constantly remind us that they are democratic, progressive, and of course liberal when there are none of those qualities. I mean, none whatsoever. Remember, these are people who steep in an echo who steep in an echo chamber. When one of them thinks something is progressive, it spreads through their hive mind like an incongruous mathematical solution, as it did with the Borg in Star Trek. They think they are liberal, progressive, and democratic because everyone around them thinks they are the same thing. So, when they encounter something that runs contrary to their collective cult programming, it's excluded as heresy. The liberty grabber leftist hive tells them they are these qualities, and it makes perfectly logical sense to them. If they think of their feelings as facts, then they can justify any opinion they have. So, in sharp contrast to what they are currently doing, they should be popping cruelty free champagne and dancing in the streets to non binary gender beats, celebrating the fact that Elon Musk is pledging to bring back free speech to Twitter. It should be a throwback to the heady free speech movement in Berkeley more than 50 years ago. But we know that what that really was about. It really wasn't that whole Berkeley free speech movement was really about just bringing in communism because they communists weren't allowed on Berkeley campuses, so that's why they came out with this free speech movement so they can allow communism to come into these campuses. And then once communism came into the campuses, they got that was the end of free speech because they got what they wanted. And that's normally how communism works. But does anyone find it ironic that those people would quibble over the issue? Not if you know their true intentions and tactics. Truth be told, authoritarian far left never really cared about democracy, liberty, and progress. This is the only explanation for its actions. And again, that harkens back to the whole Berkeley thing. They just use that as a reason to usher in their communism, their fascism. But we're focusing on these terms because of the MO is to play games with new definitions. Their MO is to play games with new definitions, except that in this case, these are words with origins that reach back centuries. For example, liberal and liberty both have almost the same spelling and sound because they both have the same origin in the word liberatus. In Roman religion, the female personification of liberty and personal freedom. If you look back at the definition of the word from 2019, this is the relevant part. 1.1, favorable to or respectful of individual rights and freedoms. 1.2, in a political context, favoring individual liberty, free trade, and moderate political and social reform. Keyword moderate. This was changed in later years. However, the meaning of the word and what it conveyed to the general public has not changed. Anti liberty leftists have deliberately adopted a positive sounding word closely associated with liberty, freedom, and civil rights. Meanwhile, they are actively working against these concepts daily, as we are seeing with social media censorship. Other words like progressive are virtually meaningless given a definition of persons or ideas favoring social reform. That was 2, and 2.1, favoring change or innovation. It's a noun, an advocate of social reform. It's difficult to see how democracy can work with the voice of some other people being suppressed such that they cannot rule. Origin, late 16th century, from French democratie via late Latin from Greek demokratia, from demos, the people, kratia, power or rule. That is hardly the case with Twitter as it stands now. So, what explains the change? Why are people who claim they are liberal acting against liberty? Why are people who claim they're for progress acting against it? Why are people who claim they are for democracy sabotaging it? Why did the anti-liberty left feign interest in liberty, progress, and democracy in the past while they are no longer championing these causes? The answer is quite simple. They have attained power. That's exactly what I was alluding to earlier. They used it. They exploited these attributes of freedom to gain control of the government. Now they want to stop everyone else from competing with them. This highlights the fundamental difference between the pro freedom right and the anti liberty left. We see these as bedrock principles, they see these as expedients to power. Anti liberty leftists are perfectly happy calling themselves liberals or progressives before they take power. They don't care how much they deceive the public, just as the public is deceived. Then, once they attain their ultimate goal, they don't care if the mask slips off at all. But let me know what you think about all this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out themarketpublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.